you can find the perfect home, you could have the perfect plan, but if you got the wrong lender in your corner, you could lose the deal, or even worse, not even get a shot at it. Whether you're ready now or just starting your journey, we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Purchase Path, your go-to podcast for real world home buying education that helps you walk with confidence. I'm Des, founder of Azcension Homes, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked reasons that deals fall apart. It is your loan officer. Yeah, that's right. If you can find the perfect home, you could have the perfect plan, but if you got the wrong lender in your corner, you could lose the deal, or even worse, not even get a shot at it. So here's the question. Who was sitting across the desk from you on the other end of that pre-approval letter? Because not all lenders are created equal. Some will fight for your deal, others will fumble it, and some specialize in helping families like yours. Others only understand the textbook perfect buyers, and they're only looking for a commission. So today we're going to unpack the biggest mistakes buyers make when choosing a lender, and most specifically, their loan officer. We're going to talk about real examples of deals that could have closed but didn't, what you need to ask when you're shopping lenders, and how we at Azcension make sure you're paired with someone who's in your corner. Let's dig in. So first, let's start with the mistakes. Most people don't get taught how to choose a lender. They either go with whoever their realtor can recommend, they don't ask any questions, or they go to Google and say, best mortgage rate, and just apply online, and next thing you know, you're talking to someone overseas, or even worse, an AI chatbot. What if they walked into their bank and just asked, hey, how can I just get pre-approved? And they're talking to someone who just entered into becoming a loan officer. Here is exactly what goes wrong. Mistake number one. Most buyers think that all pre-approvals are created equal. Some are just surface level. There's no income documents reviewed, no underwriting. And so when you go under contract, you think the deal is done. And then when you get into escrow or at the final hour, the deal falls apart. You need to work with a lender who has an in-house underwriting team, who has all the different loan programs, who's seasoned and works directly with the builder. So that way they can cater that loan and make it specific to that home buyer. And so there's no surprises. Mistake number two, using a lender who doesn't understand your income type. Are you self-employed? Can you not even document your income? Are you a gig worker? Are you retired with assets, but you just don't have a paycheck? If your lender doesn't specialize in your specific profile, you are at risk. Mistake number three, going with the lowest rate instead of the best fit. Here's what I see all the time. I've been in the lending industry for 22 years, and trust me, when I say I see it all the time, people come to me with these rock bottom rates and incredible pricing, and I tell them all the time, go ahead and go with it and just see what happens. And you know what happens? They never get a call back. Or they're talking to an AI chatbot, or they're talking to someone in India. That's right. Everything is outsourced nowadays. Everything is automated nowadays. And so when you think about price and think about lowest rate, when they're advertising it and everything is automated, you are going to get what you pay for. Online lenders promise great rates, but they don't move fast. They don't communicate. They don't hustle. And even worse, they don't even exist. And in a competitive market, speed and clarity win over theoretical rates. So let's talk about some examples of how some deals died so you can be on the lookout and you can avoid them. These are real life situations that we personally seen, and I've seen over my 22 years in the lending industry. Case number one is the self-employment decline. We had a buyer who had great income, but all of it was 1099. They went to a big box bank and they did not understand self-employed loans. And in the end, the loan was denied. So we paired them with a lender, our in-house specialized lender and preferred partner, with a bank statement loan. And they closed just 3 weeks later. Same exact home, same exact qualifications, different programs, different lender, and different loan officer. The second case I want to share is with a veteran. Another client who was a veteran was using their VA benefit, and the lender who they were using, number one, wasn't even in Arizona, and number two, they never closed a VA loan. They actually ordered the wrong appraisal. They used the conventional appraisal instead of a VA appraisal, which is completely different. It delayed the title work, and ultimately it busted the deal. They ran out of time and it spooked the seller, and the seller ended up canceling and going with another offer. Here at Azcension, we know that our preferred lender will put you in the right program, order the right product, because they have the history, they have the experience, and they know how to cater the loan and build it so it serves you and there's no surprises at the end. So the point of all this is the lender and the loan officer isn't just someone you deal with. They're the one holding the keys to the entire transaction. And here's the biggest part. What's the risk of choosing the wrong one or using the wrong loan officer? It's going to cause you stress. It's going to cause you delays. It's going to cause you denials. It's going to cause you undue pressure and cost and price. And you might get priced out of the home or altogether get canceled out. That is a situation I've seen buyers all the time. They lose out on the deal, they get canceled, and they no longer want to continue pursuing a home. They get discouraged and they exit the market. I've seen it time and time again. So work with someone who is going to work with you and knows what they're doing. Now let's talk about what to ask for before you choose a lender. If you're watching or listening to this, you are in the right market. So here are 5 questions you need to ask any lender before you sign up. Number 1, have you worked with buyers like me before? If you're self-employed, you're a veteran, you have lower credit, or you're using down payment assistance, ask them their experience. What lenders are they using? How many deals have they closed specifically that cater to your type of loan? It all comes with experience, and trust me when I say down payment assistance is not an easy loan to close. You need to have experience, you need to have availability, and you need to have repetitions in that space to be able to process it correctly. Number 2, what is your average closing time? And ask for proof. Ask for proof of their closing times. I've seen it time and time again with these down payment assistance or more difficult products that sometimes they take 60, 90 days, and eventually the builder or the seller, they move on. So don't risk an extended closing or a cancellation. Even worse, go with someone who can close quickly and who can close efficiently. It could kill your offer. Number 3, ask them, do you do a full underwrite before issuing your pre-approval? That is the biggest gold standard. You can get your file underwritten ahead of time, have it pre-approved by the lender, not just the broker or our preferred lender or whoever you're working with, but actually have an underwriter take a look at your qualifications and pre-approve the terms you're requesting. That is how you know you truly have a deal in the hand. That way you can sleep better at night and know your deal is going to get to the closing table. Number 4, will I have a direct point of contact the entire way through? Are you going to get handed off to a processor who may or may not be working at the same company? Are you going to be outsourced? Are you getting your emails, your texts, your calls answered in a timely manner? I'm seeing it now with technology and AI and all the chatbots and systems and automated responses nowadays that sometimes you don't even know if you're speaking to a real person. Because if they're shipping you to a call center, that's a red flag. If you're getting automated emails back, that's a red flag. If you can't get a hold of your loan officer, that's a red flag. So make sure you're working with someone local who you trust and who has experience, and that way you know you're being taken care of. Number 5, what options do you have to lower my rate or cover my closing costs? You want a lender who is strategic and works with the seller or the builder who can structure the deal and make it work for your situation, not just a general situation, but your situation. They're not just a paper pusher. They care about you and they want to make the deal work. So work with a preferred lender who's connected with the seller or the builder who will cater and build that loan that will work for you. Now, all that to say is, yes, there are some builders who have, major builders who have lending in-house. They have their own financing team. And sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't. At Azcension Homes, we take it seriously. We're not going to hand you a fly with 3 lenders on it. We work closely with our preferred partners and our loan officers who are proven to work with first-time home buyers and working class families like yourself time and time again. We know that they can close deals for buyers who aren't perfect on paper. They don't care about W-2 perfection. They don't care if you're self-employed. They don't care if you're a good worker or your credit may not be in the position that you want it to at this point. All they care about and all we care about is that you are a real life buyer who wants to be a homeowner. Work with someone who can work with buying with a co-borrower. Perhaps a lease purchase option and strategy will bridge that gap. And so you want a relationship and a lender who is a solution focused and oriented lender, not obstacle driven. And that's the key difference. So reach out, we'll get you connected with our preferred partners and they will help create a strategy for you. So here's what I'm going to leave you with today. You wouldn't hire a wedding planner who's never done a wedding. And I definitely wouldn't hire a contractor who doesn't return your calls. And I would make sure that, one, I could sleep better at night. I have the peace of mind and I know that I'm being taken care of and my needs are put first if I was the buyer. So why trust the biggest financial move of your life to someone who doesn't even specialize in what you need? Your loan officer, your lender matters because even the best house doesn't close itself. Here at Azcension, we're not just here to build your house. We're here to actually make sure you get the keys. So if you're looking for trusted lenders who understand you, shoot us a message at team@azcensionhomes.com. That's AZCENSION homes.com. Visit our website at azcensionhomes.com or follow us this podcast or look in the show notes and we'll connect you with someone who fights for your deal, not just someone who pushes paperwork. So thanks for listening to today's episode of The Purchase Pass. Share this with someone you know who's thinking of buying. And remember, the sky isn't your limit. It's your baseline. We're going to see you on the next one. Take care. The cost of living has pushed too many families out of the communities they love. They work hard, but still can't afford enough space. Rent keeps rising and home ownership feels like a distant dream. That's where the purchase path comes in. I'm Des Losberg, founder of Azcension Homes, and I retired after 22 years in the lending industry after I kept seeing the same pattern. Good, hardworking families getting locked out, not because they didn't deserve a home, but because no one ever showed them a real way forward. This podcast exists to change that. Here, you'll learn about real paths to ownership like zero down financing options, down payment grants, lease to own programs, and financing options that are actually designed for families like yours. This isn't about fluffy dreams or get rich quick advice. It's about clarity, options, strategy. So whether you're relocating, renting, or just tired of waiting, you'll get the tools and the truth to move forward one step at a time. Follow The Purchase Path now on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen and start your journey with Azcension Homes. Your path, your purchase, your time.